your brain, and your bones. They're the silent heroes of your independence. They help you move through your day, remember your loved ones' names, get up without pain, and live life on your own terms. And here's the truth. After 50, they need a little more care. But the good news? You don't need fancy supplements. You don't need to run marathons. You just need a few smart, simple habits you can do every day. Today, I'll walk you through 7 daily routines, each one designed to help you stay sharp, steady, and strong. You'll learn how to boost your memory, protect your bones, and feel more energized. These routines are short, they're practical, and they fit right into real life. Let's make this your strongest, smartest decade yet. After the age of 50, something subtle begins to shift. It's not always dramatic, but it's there, a name that slips your mind, a staircase that feels steeper than it used to, a bruise from a bump you barely noticed. These aren't signs of weakness. They're signals, gentle reminders from your body and brain that it's time to listen more closely, to adjust the way you care for the 2 foundations of your independence, your bones and your mind. The truth is, both your brain and your bones go through natural changes with age. Bones gradually lose density and strength, a process known as osteopenia, which can lead to osteoporosis if left unchecked. It's not sudden. It's slow, steady, and largely invisible until one day a fall becomes a fracture. Meanwhile, the brain is also shifting gears. You may notice that it's a little harder to multitask, or that it takes longer to learn new things. This is part of normal aging, and it doesn't mean you're losing your sharpness. It just means the operating system is changing, and like any system, it performs best with regular maintenance. What often surprises people is how closely connected these 2 systems are. We usually talk about brain health and bone health as if they're 2 separate chapters in the manual of aging, but they're deeply intertwined. Your balance, for instance, how steady you feel on your feet, isn't just about strong leg bones or good posture. It's also about your brain's ability to process signals from your muscles, eyes, and inner ears. When your brain is healthy, it communicates quickly and effectively with your body, helping you stay upright, avoid falls, and navigate the world confidently. Falls are one of the most serious health risks for adults over 50. A fall isn't just a physical event. It can trigger a cascade of emotional and cognitive consequences. A fractured hip or wrist can lead to hospital stays, limited mobility, and time away from routines and community. But perhaps even more challenging is the mental impact. The fear of falling again can settle in like an unwanted guest. That fear may lead to avoiding walks, skipping social gatherings, or giving up activities you once loved. And isolation, in turn, is one of the fastest paths to cognitive decline. The cycle is quiet but real. Physical decline feeds mental decline, and vice versa. But let's flip that story around. Just as decline in one area can drag the other down, improvement in one lifts the other up. Moving your body, even gently, increases blood flow to your brain. It boosts mood, sharpens memory, and supports neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and form new connections. Likewise, keeping your mind engaged through puzzles, conversation, or learning helps you stay alert, confident, and emotionally resilient, all of which make you more likely to stay active, safe, and socially connected. So what does this mean for you? Practically speaking, it means that every step you take, every nutritious bite, every good night's sleep, and every conversation you enjoy is more than just a moment. It's an investment in a sharper mind and a stronger body. And the best part? You don't need to overhaul your entire life to get there. You don't need to join a gym or take expensive supplements. The key is small, consistent habits, daily actions that support both your brain and your bones without overwhelming your schedule or budget. Science backs this up. Studies have shown that regular physical activity can reduce the risk of cognitive decline by up to 40%. Walking just 30 minutes a day improves not only cardiovascular health, but also memory and mood. At the same time, simple resistance exercises like lifting light weights or using resistance bands help maintain bone density and muscle strength, which are crucial for stability and fall prevention. Nutrition is another powerful tool. A breakfast that includes foods rich in calcium, vitamin D, and omega-3 fatty acids can simultaneously support your bones and enhance brain function. For example, walnuts and berries are rich in antioxidants that fight oxidative stress in the brain, while spinach and eggs provide nutrients that protect bones and support neurotransmitter health. These aren't exotic superfoods. They're everyday items you can find at any grocery store. Hydration, too, is often underestimated. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, dizziness, and confusion, factors that increase the risk of falling and cloud your thinking. Staying well hydrated improves joint function and mental clarity, and you can make hydration more appealing by adding natural infusions like lemon, mint, or cucumber, which add flavor and extra health benefits. Sleep plays a critical role as well. It's during deep sleep that your brain consolidates memories and your body repairs tissue, including bone tissue. A consistent wind-down routine in the evening, not involving screens or late-night snacks, can dramatically improve sleep quality. Gentle stretches, calming teas, and low-lighting signal to your brain and body that it's time to shift into repair mode. Another often overlooked factor is balance training. As we age, our sense of balance tends to decline, not just because of muscle loss, but also because of changes in the brain's ability to process sensory information. Practicing balance exercises daily, even for just a few minutes, can significantly reduce your risk of falling. These exercises also stimulate areas of the brain responsible for coordination and spatial awareness, giving your mind a boost along with your bones. Mental stimulation is equally important. You don't need to study advanced mathematics or learn a new language overnight, though both are great if you enjoy them. Simply engaging your brain in new ways, crossword puzzles, reading, music, meaningful conversations, can maintain and even improve your cognitive function. The key is novelty and challenge. When your brain has to work a little, it grows stronger, just like a muscle. All of this adds up to a very empowering message. You have more control over your aging process than you may think. You don't have to accept memory loss or physical frailty as inevitable. By understanding the connection between your brain and bones, and by making small, sustainable changes to your daily routine, you can improve both your quality of life and your sense of independence. And this isn't about trying to be who you were at 30. It's about becoming your best self now. It's about living in a way that honors your experience, your wisdom, and your body's current needs. It's about giving yourself the tools to stay mobile, sharp, and joyful, because that's what aging well really means. When you take care of your brain and your bones, you give yourself the freedom to keep doing the things you love, to walk the dog, to dance at your grandchild's wedding, to travel, to garden, to laugh without worry. That's what we're working toward. So remember this. Every small choice you make to support your bones helps your brain. Every habit that nourishes your mind strengthens your body. They're not two separate goals. They're one shared mission. And the journey isn't complicated. It starts with awareness. With a little time each day dedicated to moving more, eating with intention, staying hydrated, resting well, and staying mentally curious. These are not just wellness tips. They're life-preserving, joy-enhancing habits that fit into your morning, your walk to the mailbox, your mealtime, your evening quiet. And over time, these habits build something powerful, a body that's capable and a mind that's clear. The path to healthy aging doesn't require drastic changes. It just asks for gentle consistency. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up for yourself every single day, because you are the caretaker of your future self. And that future self is counting on you. Supporting both brain and bone health after 50 doesn't require big, dramatic shifts. It just takes a bit of consistency. The beauty of daily routines is that they work quietly in the background, stacking benefits over time. One small action, repeated regularly, can protect your memory, improve your balance, strengthen your bones, and lift your mood. These 7 simple daily routines aren't complicated or time-consuming. They're practical, doable, and when combined, they create a foundation for a sharper, steadier, and more independent life. Start the day with movement. A 5 to 10-minute morning stretch and balance ritual gently awakens the body and activates the brain. After a night of stillness, your joints and muscles are stiff, and your nervous system is just warming up. Gentle stretching helps improve blood flow, loosen muscles, and improve joint mobility, which in turn supports posture and stability. But more than that, incorporating a few balance exercises, like standing on one foot, walking heel to toe across the room, or shifting your weight side to side with control, challenges your proprioception, the body's ability to sense its position in space. These movements light up neural pathways responsible for coordination, spatial awareness, and reaction time. They're like a wake-up call to your brain that says, let's get sharp and steady. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can hold on to a chair or the kitchen counter. The key is regularity. Over time, these exercises train both your brain and your body to stay responsive. And that responsiveness, being able to correct your balance quickly, is what can help you catch yourself before a fall. It's preventive care disguised as a peaceful morning habit. Pair it with a few deep breaths, and it becomes a grounding way to begin each day, both physically and mentally. Then there's the power of walking. Walking is often underestimated, yet it's one of the most powerful actions you can take daily. A 30-minute walk, especially one done briskly or with intention, provides weight-bearing activity for your bones and aerobic stimulation for your brain. When your feet strike the ground, you're sending signals through your skeleton that promote bone density. And when your heart rate increases, blood flow to the brain improves, delivering oxygen and nutrients essential for mental clarity and mood regulation. But walking doesn't have to feel like a chore. Make it meaningful. Walk with a friend and engage in conversation. It stimulates your brain socially and emotionally. Choose scenic routes that bring you joy, or create a purpose for your walk, like heading to the store or taking a phone call while you move. These small additions create a positive feedback loop. The more enjoyable your walk is, the more likely you are to keep doing it. And the more consistent your walks, the more your bones and brain benefit. Studies have shown that walking reduces the risk of dementia, improves mood, and helps maintain mobility and independence well into older age. It's simple, free, and profoundly effective. Let's talk about breakfast. The first meal of your day is an opportunity to nourish both brain and bone. A smart breakfast is one that includes calcium, vitamin D, omega-3s, protein, and antioxidants. For example, a bowl of oatmeal topped with walnuts and berries delivers fiber for gut health, omega-3s for brain function, and antioxidants to fight inflammation. Or consider scrambled eggs with spinach and a slice of whole grain toast, rich in protein, iron, folate, and nutrients that support neurotransmitter health and bone strength. Calcium is vital for bone density, and vitamin D helps your body absorb that calcium. Omega-3s, often found in walnuts, flaxseed, and fatty fish like salmon, reduce inflammation in the brain and support cognitive function. These aren't exotic ingredients. They're staples. The trick is in combining them regularly. And when breakfast becomes a habit that supports your physical and mental energy, you set the tone for a more focused, steady, and engaged day. Now think about lifting. Not heavy weights in a gym, but something, anything, each day that engages your muscles. Lifting activates the muscles and bones, signaling the body to maintain strength. It also stimulates the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a compound that helps grow and protect neurons in the brain. So lifting something, even light, isn't just building muscle, it's enhancing your brain's resilience. You don't need to invest in gym equipment. Canned goods, water bottles, resistance bands, or even your own body weight during gentle squats or wall push-ups can do the trick. The key is resistance, adding challenge to your muscles. Just a few minutes a day can help maintain muscle mass, protect your joints, and support your posture. And when your posture is upright and your movements are strong, you're less likely to trip or fall. You're more confident, more balanced, and more engaged with the world. Hydration might seem too simple to matter, but it's often the missing piece. Dehydration, even mild, can lead to fatigue, confusion, dizziness, and joint pain. These symptoms are especially dangerous after 50 because they increase fall risk and mental fog. Staying hydrated supports joint lubrication, helps regulate body temperature, and maintains proper brain function. But many people struggle to drink enough water. That's where a little creativity comes in. Infuse your water with lemon for a dose of vitamin C, which supports collagen production for bones. Add mint for a refreshing touch that can also boost alertness. Cucumber provide hydration and minerals that support bone density. These small infusions make hydration more enjoyable and bring added benefits. Try to sip water steadily throughout the day instead of waiting until you feel thirsty. Your brain and your body will thank you with clearer thinking and more fluid movement. In the midst of your day, give your mind a break, a mentally active one. It's easy to fall into passive habits like watching TV or scrolling through a phone. But even 10 to 15 minutes a day of intentional mental engagement can protect memory, sharpen focus, and even delay cognitive decline. The brain thrives on novelty and challenge. Try a crossword puzzle. Read a chapter from a novel. Play a musical instrument. Try a language app or write in a journal. These activities light up your brain's networks, forming new connections and reinforcing old ones. You don't have to do them all, and you don't need to be good at them. The goal isn't mastery, it's stimulation. Giving your brain tasks that require attention, memory, or problem solving helps preserve mental agility. Over time, these small sessions of mental exercise add up to stronger cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to adapt and compensate for age-related changes. As the day winds down, so should you. A consistent evening wind-down routine is like a signal to your brain and body that it's time to enter repair mode. Sleep is when your brain consolidates memories, clears waste, and resets emotional balance. It's also when your bones undergo repair and regeneration. Poor sleep disrupts hormone levels that are critical for both mental clarity and bone maintenance. Start by choosing a consistent bedtime that allows for 7 to 9 hours of rest. Create a calming routine that might include gentle stretches to ease muscle tension, a cup of chamomile or herbal tea to support relaxation, and dimmed lighting to signal melatonin release. Avoid screens, caffeine, and stressful conversations in the hour before bed. All of this prepares your body for deeper, more restorative sleep. Each of these routines, stretching, walking, eating well, lifting, hydrating, engaging the mind, and sleeping soundly, works together like spokes on a wheel. You don't need to master them all at once. In fact, trying to overhaul your life overnight is a recipe for frustration. Instead, begin with 1 or 2 habits. Choose the ones that feel most achievable. Maybe it's a morning stretch or an infused water bottle on your desk. Build slowly. Let each habit take root before adding another. Consistency is more important than intensity. 10 minutes a day of balance work done every morning is more effective than one intense session once a week. A short walk each day will beat a long walk once a month. A nutritious breakfast most mornings does more for your brain and bones than an occasional perfect meal. This is how real change happens, not with perfection, but with persistence. And these routines don't just support your health. They support your life. They give you energy to play with grandkids, strength to carry groceries, clarity to make good decisions, and confidence to stay engaged with your community. They're not about slowing down. They're about staying active, alert, and independent for as long as possible. The connection between brain and bone health isn't just biological, it's functional. When your bones are strong, you move with ease, which boosts brain function. When your mind is sharp, you stay socially active, make better choices, and protect your physical health. It's a cycle of reinforcement, and these 7 routines are your toolkit. The best time to start is now, not later, not when things get worse. Now, when you can still move freely, think clearly, and enjoy the freedom that comes with good health. Because these small, daily actions aren't just about avoiding disease. They're about building a vibrant, fulfilling life. You've spent years taking care of others, showing up for responsibilities, and meeting demands. This is your time. These routines are about showing up for yourself, not selfishly, but wisely. Because when you're strong, steady, and mentally present, you're able to give more, do more, and experience more. Every lift of a water bottle, every thoughtful breakfast, every walk around the block is a quiet act of self-respect. You're choosing strength over fragility, clarity over confusion, confidence over fear. And that's a powerful way to live. After building a solid foundation with daily routines that nourish your brain and your bones, it's the small lifestyle tweaks, the little choices scattered throughout your day, that take those gains and multiply them. These aren't time-consuming or difficult. They're subtle, often simple, but powerful when done consistently. In fact, it's often these quiet habits, the ones nobody sees, that carry the most weight in protecting your long-term independence, sharpness, and stability. Because aging, well, isn't about chasing perfection. It's about aligning your everyday environment and mindset with your goals. These small shifts help you stay steady on your feet, focus in your thoughts, and strong in your spirit. One of the most important and overlooked daily habits is getting smart sunlight exposure. Your body relies on sunlight to produce vitamin D, which is essential for absorbing calcium and maintaining strong bones. But vitamin D also plays a vital role in mood regulation and cognitive function. Low levels of it have been linked to depression, fatigue, and cognitive decline. The challenge is that as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight, and many older adults spend more time indoors, especially in colder seasons. Just 10 to 20 minutes of sunlight on your arms, hands, and face a few times a week, ideally in the morning or late afternoon when the sun is gentler, can help maintain healthy levels. You don't need to sunbathe or sit out at high noon. Even sitting by a sunny window or taking your walk in daylight hours can make a difference. If you live in a place where sunlight is limited, especially in winter, it may be worth discussing vitamin D supplements with your doctor. But whenever possible, get that natural light. It helps set your internal body clock, improves sleep quality, and supports both physical and mental well-being. Speaking of your environment, the safety and design of your home play a direct role in your bone and brain health. A fall doesn't just hurt physically. It can impact your confidence, independence, and even cognitive outlook. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury in older adults, and most of them happen at home. But many of these incidents can be prevented with a few smart changes. Start by keeping your living spaces clear of clutter. Loose rugs, electrical cords, slippery floors, and poorly lit stairways are common culprits. These aren't just minor annoyances. They're risks that can be quietly lurking in plain sight. Replace or remove rugs that slide. Use non-slip mats in the bathroom. Make sure your pathways are clear and well-lit, especially at night. Night lights in hallways and bathrooms can prevent disorientation during nighttime bathroom trips. Install grab bars near the toilet and in the shower, and make sure you have sturdy railings on both sides of any stairs. These changes might seem small, but they remove daily friction and drastically reduce fall risk. They create a space that supports your confidence and movement, allowing you to stay active and independent. While your physical space matters, your internal space, your mindset matters just as much. One of the most powerful habits you can adopt is the practice of gratitude. This might seem like a stretch when we're talking about bones and brain health, but research consistently shows that a regular gratitude practice reduces stress, lowers levels of the hormone cortisol, improves sleep, and boosts emotional resilience. And here's where it gets interesting. Chronic stress and elevated cortisol levels have been shown to weaken bones and impair memory. Gratitude, it turns out, is not just good for your mood, it's good for your biology. You don't need to spend hours meditating or journaling. Just take a few moments each day, perhaps in the morning while sipping your coffee or in the evening before bed, to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big or small: a warm conversation, a beautiful sky, a good night's rest. The practice shifts your focus from what's missing to what's working, and over time, it rewires your brain for positivity and resilience. That resilience helps you cope with life's challenges, stay engaged, and protect your mental sharpness. For those who enjoy writing, a brief daily journal can be a powerful tool. Jotting down thoughts, reflections, or even what you did that day can enhance memory retention, emotional clarity, and creative thinking. Writing activates multiple areas of the brain: language, memory, motor skills, and helps you process thoughts and feelings more deeply. If journaling isn't your style, consider writing letters to loved ones, even if you never send them. The act of expression strengthens your sense of self and connection. Another lifestyle tweak with big impact is using reminders and habit trackers. One of the challenges many people face after 50 is forgetfulness or difficulty staying consistent with new habits. This isn't personal failing. It's a natural part of aging. The solution isn't to rely on memory alone, but to build systems that support you. Use sticky notes, set calendar alerts on your phone, or keep a habit tracker near your toothbrush to mark off daily routines. These gentle nudges help build consistency, and over time, they reduce mental load. You don't have to remember everything. You just need a system that keeps you accountable in a kind, non-judgmental way. Consider pairing habits together. This is called habit stacking, and it's a powerful way to build routines into your existing day. For example, do your morning stretches while the coffee brews. Drink your infused water while reading a chapter of your book. Practice balanced exercises while brushing your teeth or waiting for the microwave. These combinations make it easier to stay consistent without feeling overwhelmed. You're not adding more to your day. You're weaving health into the fabric of your existing life. Social connection is another piece of the puzzle that can't be ignored. Staying mentally and emotionally engaged with others protects your brain and boosts your sense of purpose. Isolation has been linked to faster cognitive decline and even physical frailty. And yet, as people age, it becomes easier to withdraw. Friends move away. Family gets busy and routines shrink. That's why it's essential to be intentional about connection. You don't need a wide circle. Even a few consistent, meaningful connections make a difference. Call a friend, join a walking group, attend a class at your community center, or invite a neighbor over for tea. If in-person options are limited, consider video calls, online classes, or pen pal programs for seniors. The goal is engagement, conversation, laughter, mutual support. These moments spark the brain, lift the heart, and remind you that you belong. Music, too, is an often overlooked lifestyle enhancer. Listening to music, especially familiar or emotionally significant tunes, activates multiple areas of the brain: memory, movement, emotion, and attention. It can improve mood, stimulate recall, and even inspire physical movement. Make music part of your environment. Play it while cooking, during your walks, or as part of your evening wind down. Sing along, dance, or just let it wash over you. Music has the power to reconnect you with your own story and lift you into the present moment. Movement throughout the day matters. While scheduled exercise is important, the overall amount of physical activity you get in a day, what's called non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT, plays a big role in maintaining strength and cognitive function. This includes activities like gardening, cleaning, walking upstairs, or simply standing instead of sitting. These small movements add up. They improve circulation, maintain joint function, and help regulate metabolism. If you've been sitting for a while, set a timer to stand and stretch every hour. Take phone calls standing up. Choose stairs when possible. These are subtle, achievable actions that help you stay agile. Don't forget your feet. They're your foundation, and foot health directly affects your balance, mobility, and confidence in movement. After 50, issues like reduced sensation, bunions, or improper footwear can lead to imbalance and discomfort. Invest in supportive, properly fitted shoes. Pay attention to any changes in sensation or foot shape, and don't ignore minor pain. It can become major if left unaddressed. Gentle foot massages, stretching your toes, and rolling your feet on a tennis ball can keep them healthy and responsive. Let's also talk about mindset, how you view aging itself. Your beliefs about aging affect how you age. People who view aging as a time of growth, contribution, and learning tend to live longer, healthier lives than those who see it only as decline. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about recognizing that even with limitations, you have influence over your path. You can choose to stay curious, to try new things, to build strength, and to nurture your mind. So challenge your assumptions. If you catch yourself thinking, "I'm too old for this," pause and ask, "Is that really true?" Try something small, a new hobby, a new walking path, a new recipe. Be a beginner again. Stay open. That flexibility of mind is just as important as flexibility of body. It keeps your brain plastic and your spirit young. Laughter is another tool that's free and highly effective. It lowers stress hormones, boosts immune function, improves circulation, and strengthens social bonds. Watch a comedy, share funny memories, or spend time with people who make you smile. It's not frivolous. It's healing. Humor shifts your perspective, lightens burdens, and reconnects you with joy. Lastly, give yourself grace. Not every day will go perfectly. You might miss a walk, forget to stretch, or eat something less than ideal. That's okay. Health is a long game. What matters most is returning to your routines, not with guilt, but with gentleness. Every day is a new opportunity to show up for yourself, to invest in your future strength, and to enjoy the life you're living now. These lifestyle tweaks aren't about adding pressure. They're about removing friction. They're about clearing the path so that your brain and your bones and your spirit can thrive. Because aging is not a sentence, it's a stage. And with the right small choices, it can be a powerful, meaningful, and deeply rewarding one. You're not losing your vitality. You're reshaping it. You're refining it. And you're proving every day that age is not what holds you back. It's what gives you the wisdom to move forward with intention and grace. You just learned how 7 simple daily routines, combined with a few smart lifestyle choices, can strengthen not just your bones and brain, but your confidence, independence, and quality of life. And maybe right now you're feeling inspired, or maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed, wondering how to take all this information and actually make it work in your life. That's completely natural. Change, especially when it touches our health and habits, can feel like standing at the base of a tall mountain. But here's the truth. You don't climb that mountain in one giant leap. You take it step by step, one thoughtful, consistent action at a time. And every step you take builds not just momentum, but trust in yourself. Let's take a moment to reflect on where we've been. You now understand that your brain and bones are deeply connected. That movement doesn't just keep your joints flexible. It literally stimulates your brain. That good sleep heals your bones and clears your mind. That strong muscles help prevent falls, and that social connection is as vital as calcium. These are not random facts. They are threads in a larger tapestry. They paint a picture of what healthy aging really looks like. Not passive, not fearful, not isolated, but active, aware, and empowered. And the best part? None of the routines we talked about require perfection. You don't need to run marathons or follow a strict diet. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on supplements or join expensive programs. What you need is a mindset of curiosity, a bit of patience, and a willingness to try. You need to believe that your health is worth the time, and that small changes can create big shifts over time. This isn't about changing who you are. It's about honoring who you are by taking care of the vessel that carries you through this life. So let's revisit those 7 daily routines quickly. Not to memorize, but to reconnect with the simplicity and strength they offer. A morning stretch and balance ritual that gets your blood flowing and your brain switched on. A purposeful walk that nourishes your heart, bones, and spirit. A brain and bone boosting breakfast that sets the tone for your entire day. Lifting something daily, not to bulk up, but to signal to your body that strength still matters. Hydration with a twist. Because even something as simple as water can be made into a healing ritual. A mentally active break that keeps your brain firing and your curiosity alive. And an evening wind down that invites deep, restorative sleep. Do all 7 every day? Maybe not. But can you choose one today? Yes. And can you build from there? Absolutely. One habit creates space for another. One success gives you the confidence to reach for more. That's the secret of aging well. Not just doing the right things, but doing something consistently enough that it becomes a part of who you are. Now, if you've ever felt like it's too late to make meaningful changes, I want to remind you, it's never too late. Your brain remains adaptable well into your later years. Your bones can still respond to stimulation. Your muscles can still grow stronger. Your heart can still become more resilient. This is the incredible truth of the human body. It wants to heal, to adapt, to support you, but it needs your partnership. It needs your commitment to those small, daily choices. Think about it like planting a garden. If you wait for the perfect moment, the perfect weather, the perfect seed, you'll never begin. But if you start where you are, with what you have, you can grow something beautiful. Maybe you begin with a 5-minute walk around the block. Maybe it's standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Maybe it's adding a handful of walnuts to your breakfast, or setting your phone down to read a few pages of a book. These things may seem small, but they create ripples. They create a rhythm. And over time, they create real change. Aging well isn't about holding on to youth. It's about holding on to you, your memories, your mobility, your joy. It's about having the energy to keep doing what you love, to stay steady on your feet, to laugh easily, to wake up feeling clear and purposeful. And yes, some days will be harder than others. There will be setbacks. But when your foundation is built on simple, meaningful routines, those setbacks don't derail you. They become part of the process. They remind you why you started. You don't have to do this alone. One of the most powerful things you can do is share what you're doing with someone else. Let a friend know what habit you're starting. Invite someone to walk with you. Swap healthy breakfast ideas. Share this video if you found it helpful, not just because it supports the channel, but because it might just be the spark someone else needs to start their own journey. And speaking of support, this community, right here, is built around encouragement, around wisdom, warmth, and walking the path together. If you've ever felt unseen or forgotten in the world of health advice, know this. You are not alone. You matter. Your health matters. And your story, every scar, every step, every victory, has value. The choices you make today echo into your future. They shape how you feel, how you think, and how you live in the years ahead. Now I want you to imagine your life a year from now if you commit to just a few of these habits. Imagine waking up with less stiffness, more clarity, and a deep sense of stability. Imagine feeling confident on your feet, knowing your body is strong and balanced. Imagine walking into a room and remembering why you went in there, enjoying conversations, learning something new. Imagine being the person others look to, not just for advice, but as an example of what's possible. That's the vision we're building toward, not perfection, but possibility. And it starts now, not with grand plan, but with one clear question. What's one habit you'll start today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Maybe it's standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Maybe it's replacing one sugary drink with infused water. Maybe it's walking for 10 minutes instead of turning on the TV. Whatever it is, write it down. Say out loud. Make it real. That one habit is a promise to yourself. And as you keep that promise, your confidence grows. Your energy rises. And that sense of, I can do this, becomes more than a thought. It becomes a truth you live every single day. You don't need to force anything. Just return to the basics. Your breath, your body, your brain. Movement, nourishment, rest, connection. They are your medicine. And they're within reach. Always. One of the most beautiful things about aging is the perspective it brings. You know what matters. You know what's worth your time. And that clarity is a gift. Now it's time to use that wisdom to take care of yourself, not out of fear, but out of love. You've spent years giving to others. Now, let this be a season where you also give to yourself. There's no finish line here. This is a 30-day challenge. It's a lifelong conversation with your body and mind. Some days you'll have more energy, some days less. But no matter what, you'll keep showing up. Because showing up is the most important part. Not with pressure, not with shame, but with compassion, with curiosity, with that quiet inner voice that says, I'm worth this effort. So as we close this video, let that voice be the one you carry with you. The voice that cheers you on when you stretch, when you walk, when you say no to one more hour of screen time and yes to rest. Let it be the voice that reminds you that progress is measured not in giant leaps, but in steady, consistent care. You are not just aging. You are investing in the version of you that can live freely, move confidently, and think clearly. And remember, you're not doing this for some abstract future. You're doing this so that your days, today, tomorrow, next week, are filled with more ease, more clarity, more joy. Because health isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about having the strength and freedom to do what matters to you. So if this message resonated with you, if even one idea lit a spark in your heart, I invite you to like this video, subscribe for more warm, practical guidance, and share in the comments. What habit are you starting today? Let this be the beginning of something steady and strong. And know, wherever you are on your journey, you're not behind. You're right on time. Your best years still have room to surprise you. You've got this. One small, powerful habit at a time.